Hello and welcome to tonight's LOL Esports Roundup. We're going to cover a tad bit of news, the LPL and LCK games that occurred nearly 18 hours ago, and then preview what's on the slate tomorrow. I'm going to try and do this relatively quickly. Won't be as in-depth about these as normal, trying to get this video finished. So, news of the day, EDG. A lot of things are swirling about leave. All I can say is not all of my questions are answered. For the context, I need to have an opinion that I feel confident in. I don't just jump on what Twitter Pokemon and random people say and then just take that as gospel. I will wait until I have my questions answered. Now, how this news relates to what's on the board. EDG have called up the Snake. I've seen rumors that Uzi may join EDG. But as of right now, the Snake has been added from their LDL team. These stats are from 2022 spring when he was with a non-LPL affiliated LDL team. He has not played 10 games in a split since. A 629 KDA, 11 CS per minute, 74.5 KP. We call that a carry. 11 CS per minute is crazy. 3 out of every 4 kills involvement is wild. 651 DPM, 27.8% of the team's gold. That is a Fed ADC. 5 champions, 38 games. We'll see what happens if he plays tomorrow. I think that does say something in regards to the leave situation. A lot has come out, not only off the Rift, but things that also may involve the Rift. And if he's not playing tomorrow, we can draw some, maybe some inferences from the rumors and how EDG are deciding to go forward. Recap, I'm 20-11 in predictions, 4-1 yesterday. Predictions are in a post for members only tonight. LPL, Rare Atom FPX, I thought Rare Atom would win. They 2-0'd FPX, both teams now 1-2. Strive 11-4-19, 27% damage. Zhaozhu is my MVP, 9-2-25. LWX 13-12-3 in the loss, 29% of damage. I thought Care and LWX did some very good things. I thought Care's Ari was very good at times, but FPX couldn't get it done because Zhaozhu was just a menace on the Scion and especially the Jax. I thought he was excellent, keeping up in laning phase with Zhaozhu and then affecting the Rift and team fights in a much larger manner than Zhaozhu did. Strive's Nico had some moments in team fights where it dealt a ton of damage. Otherwise, I thought sometimes he kind of screwed up as well. Assume had some nice things occur, but I thought LWX actually got the better of him at times. So with that in mind, I named Zhaozhu MVP. JDG and LGD, JDG 3-1, second in the power rankings. LGD now 0-4, JDG 1-2-1. LGD took game 1. Meteor was disgusting on the Kindred and really carried that game, frankly. 369 was my MVP. His K-Sante in games 2 and 3 were just absolutely incredible. Completely took fearness out of the game, dominated team fights. Knight, 12-7-13, 28% of damage. Kanavi, 11-5-13 in the jungle. Fearness actually led LGD in damage, 6-6-7, 28%. You know that's a problem if your top laner is leading in damage on the losing side of things, especially if it's Fearness. I'm not a big Fearness fan. You played Gnar in 2 games and led your team in damage. What is Haichao doing? What is LPC doing if that's the case? Jin Zhao, game 1 looked great. Games 2 and 3 were very bad. His Karma game was awful. Just really couldn't mimic game 1 where Meteor was on the Kindred and just making things happen all around the Rift. Getting Ruler behind actually in a big way. They went after the bot lane and did very well in doing so. And games 2 and 3, JDG, fixed that with the Zyrakan, etc. And we're like, okay, we took LGD for granted in game 1. Games 2 and 3, we're not going to let that happen. And essentially, that's what occurred. LNG and Weibo. LNG third in the power rankings at 2-2 now. They lost to Weibo, who are 2-1, and 9th in the power rankings. So Weibo have now beaten what? JDG and LNG. This is just how Weibo are. This is Weibo. At their best, they can be the best team in the world. Just get your coin out. 2-0, they won. Light, 8-2-14, 29% of damage. Crisp was my MVP, going 4-3-16. So the bot lane, 12-5-30. Scout, 7-7-6 in the loss, 31% of damage. Gala and Hung just did not have it today, frankly. I thought that they struggled mightily. Crisp was very good on the Heimerdinger in Game 2 as the game was close. Actually, honestly, Weibo had a gold lead, but LNG had a kill lead. It was a weird situation where LNG were more proactive in making things happen, but Weibo were just simply ahead, and ahead in a big way. And just didn't have an answer for all that gold diffy that occurred. You can find a kill, but if you can't get anything off of that champion advantage, take a turret, take an objective, well, you know, how far are those kills going to get you? You know, I think LNG are an excellent team. I said it yesterday. I thought they're better in 3 of 5 roles. I still think that. The Shy did compete with Zika today, though. He flipped heads. And in the end, that's kind of the deal with Weibo. You take it for what it is, that when they want to play, they are this good. Weiwei did not look good today, though. I'm going to say that. Weiwei's worst series thus far of the 3. Very bad. The game 2 was awful. And, you know, it wasn't enough for Weibo to lose as a result of, because Light was just very good in team fights, and Crisp was very impactful as well. So, you know, they got over that, but I do think we need to take note. LCK, KDF, and DRX. I did not give the Kwangdong Freaks their credit in the preview yesterday. They're 19th in my power rankings. 1-0. They beat DRX 2-0. Dudu was MVP, going 12-1-9, 28% of damage. His K'Sante was 1v9 at moments. Absolutely disgusting. Young J, 6-3-20 in the jungle. Paddock, in his debut, 9-9-7, 33% of damage. So, let's go talk about Paddock a bit. You know, I thought that his series was one of a rookie. Truly an inexperienced player, and that was what I saw. Taeyoon and June got after DRX's bot lane in the 2v2 and absolutely slapped the shit out of him in laning phase. Paddock also had some moments in team fights where he just dove in there, and it was like, hey guy on the Felios, maybe you should calm down. This is not CK, this is not Academy, you can't just do that, right? But at the same time, in Game 2, he kept them in it. And really did quite well, to be honest. Yahoo or Kiahu or whatever in mid, Kiehu, not as good. Now, also a rookie. Very young, very young. Playing over Fate, I overlooked that and forgot about that yesterday because that happened earlier on in the off-season that DRX had decided to do that and bring up a kid in mid as well. Bulldog got the better of him. Now, is the Diffie there? No, it wasn't top lane. Dudu got after Rascal, and then in team fights was absolutely just a menace. Just a menace on the K'Sante. One of the better K'Sante series we've seen. Just really got after Rascal and TRX in team fights. Okay Bro and Nongshim played. Nongshim would win 2-1. Din Din, 5-8-10, 31% of damage. Vital, 10-2-9 was my MVP. Henna, 5-4-6 on the losing side, 39% of damage. This was a bro series. 1-0 in kills at like 20 minutes. Like no kills really in the other games. Like this was just... You can change the name all you want. You change the name all you want. I will say this. Vital in game 1. Vital and Vital and Peter got destroyed in lane. Henna and Effort absolutely smoked them. But in game 2 and 3, Vital got the better of them. in laning phase and in team fights, and carried team fights on the Jinx in game 2 because it was a low kill game. The kills came in the final team fight. And then in game 3 on the Zeri, he had a really nice Zeri moment in the early game. It was probably mid-game, honestly. You'd think, oh, these kills happened in the early game. No, the first few kills happened in the mid-game. And I don't need kills. I need some action. And, well, Vital ended up giving it to us with the Zeri eventually. Just, you know, bro are what they are. And Din Din, by the way, some in-interesting things today. I think he played the Scion with some Swifty boots and some wildness in top lane. That was fun. He also was impactful in game 3 in a big way, and it made me consider making him MVP. Quad played. I've said it before. I don't think Quad is any better than Fiesta. They should be sharing to claim one or the other. I think I don't think either one deserves to have a spot outright in the LCK. If not at all in the LCK. Just not, I mean, it's against Karis. Call Me did better. We talked about it yesterday, the preview. Call Me should have been playing. Sneak peek for tomorrow. Ninja Pajamas in Anyone's Legend. Nip, 25th in the power rankings, 2-2. Anyone's Legend, 1-2. Anyone's Legend coming off of a win against Thundertalk. Nip, a loss against Top Esports. Last time they played was in spring. Nip would win 2-1. The top laners are the only thing that holds over from that one. Shadow is playing instead of Zhao Lao Bao, so Shadow gets to start again. Instead of Dream and Pout, Angel is in mid for Nip. And then in bot lane, we have iBoy and Zora. And the last time it was Betty and Sword Art. So the top laners hold over. Invincible in the win, 6-6-10, 525 DPM, 25% of the team's damage. ZDZ in the loss, 2-9-15, 496, 22%. So we'll see how that one goes. Invincible has looked pretty good the first 4 series, in my opinion. Better, I mean, more good games than bad games, which for a rookie in his first, well, didn't he play? Maybe he's not as much a rookie as I think. Anyways, both teams are in flux. I wish Anyone's Legend was playing ZQE, but they are not. Top Esports and Thundertalk, top 7th in the power rankings, 2-1, coming off of a win against Nip. Thundertalk, 1-2, coming off of the loss to Anyone's Legend. When they played in spring, Thundertalk would beat T1. Thundertalk would beat Top 2-1. Differences, Top Esports now have Wayward in the top lane instead of Ching Tian, and then Thundertalk are going to run 1x in at AD carry and Yao Yao at support. So Yao Yao once again in the lineup, but without Wanfeng. So the holdover is Bechuan, Yucal, Yao Yao for Thundertalk. 11, 1964 in the win, 718 DPM, 43%. Tian, Rookie, and Mark in the loss would go 12, 18, 50, 910 DPM, 58% of the team's damage. So the difference the last time was AD carry and top lane. Because clearly here, jungle mid support for Top Esports gapped Thundertalk in damage by 200 DPM and the percentage. They were 15% more of the share, which is sizable. Ultra Prime and BLG. Ultra Prime 24th in the power rankings, 2-1, coming off of a loss against Team Wii. BLG 4th in the power rankings, 3-0, coming off of a win against EDG. When they last played, BLG would win 2-0. The changes from that one to this one, Ultra Prime now have Forge at mid lane instead of Ching. And then support instead of Baolan, it is Sword Art. Baolan. It's Sword Art now. BLG obviously not changing their MSI roster. So Bin, Shun, and Elk in the win went 27, 4, and 45 for 1,686 DPM, 2/3 of the team's damage. Harry, Ning, and Doggo would go 12, 22, and 23 for 1,123 DPM, also 2/3. So where does the difference lie in damage? Well, BLG had about 560 more DPM than Ultra Prime in that series. LCK preview. KT and Genji, KT 6th, Genji 5th. This should not be here. KT are 1-0. Genji haven't played yet this split. KT beat HLE. Last time they played were in the playoffs. Genji would win 3-1. KT won game 1. Genji won the next 3. A big diffie occurred in the mid lane in KDA. Not necessarily damage, but KDA. Chovy, 12-3-18. Only 19% of the team's damage. Definitely weird, right? To see Chovy with under 20% of the team's damage in a nice KDA. Usually he can't resist dying for farm, and usually deals a ton of damage, but he took a back seat. BDD in the loss, 4-11-19, 24%. BDD, you would expect to be a facilitator. I don't see BDD as a carry. T1 HLE. T1 first, HLE 12th in the power rankings. HLE coming off of a loss to KT. T1 not playing this split yet. When they played last, T1 would win 2-1. Faker led T1 in damage, going 9-7-29 for 32% of the team's damage in that one. Zeka in the loss, 7-12-14-31. That's going to be a fun series. Two very different mid laners. Zeka trying to make Zeka trying to punch you in the mouth, win lane, win game. Faker, I'm going to go around and make things happen and see if something can come of that. I think that will be important. The top lane matchup, Zeus and Kingen. Obviously, a very interesting one that we've seen mixed results on. You'd like to see Zeus win that one. You'd like to definitely see Owner beat Klid. So, that's kind of the deal there. Can Viper carry HLE to a win? He couldn't do it against KT. We'll see if he can do it against T1. So, that's it for the roundup. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.